Hello, everyone. Welcome to SwagUp's demo series. My name is Helen Rankin. I'm our Chief Brand Officer, and today I'm really excited to have Molly Fleck with us. She is our VP of Customer Experience and Sourcing. So Molly is our go-to for all of our sourcing items at SwagUp, and also responsible for the items that we show on our website and what items we are going to be selling to our customers primarily. And we're just really excited to learn some insights from Molly as our swag trend expert on our team. So welcome, Molly, for joining us today.
Thanks, Helen. I'm super excited to be here, and hello to everybody on the call. Can't wait to talk to you about some holiday swag trends.
So Molly, tell us a little bit about your background. I know you come from like a merchandising background and for different retailers and so forth.
Yeah, so I have a very deep retail background. So I've always been in a very customer-centric role across, every different role that I've played within the organizations that I've worked for. So I'm really excited, and when I joined SwagUp, was really excited to bring a lot of what I learned in retail and apply it to the promo industry, which SwagUp, obviously is a very different way of looking at the promo industry and the way we operate. So it's exciting to me to look at this customer journey, and then as it relates to our core sourcing and ordering process, how that ties into the UX that we use here at SwagUp, and also ultimately provide a lot of, hopefully, customer satisfaction and support operations.
Well, I would say our customers love the items that we offer. If those of you are new to SwagUp, we tend to kind of lean more on the retail side when it comes to items that we offer, more premium items. Obviously, we can source anything that our customers want, but for the most part, we lean more on those retail type of brands and items. So let's get into it. What are some design tips that you have for our audience today? Like, are there things that you're seeing that people are doing, or things that they should be doing when it comes to holiday, swag design?
Sure. Yeah, I have a lot of thoughts on this. I think overall, especially when you've got an end user that you're sending to for holiday, like try not to over design for a specific theme. Like,
Yeah.
sure, you can include an ornament or a snowflake on one or two items, but I would keep actually the packaging to something that you actually want to see under the tree, and it's very specific to a holiday theme, but keep the items inside very subtly designed. I love a tone on tone logo. Like, the whole purpose is for your recipient to be able to get a lot of use out of what you're giving them. So try not to do too many logo hits. Keep it to colors that are very wearable. There's utilitarian items such as bags, hip packs, duffels, that you'll get a lot of use out of across the year. And then I also love things like, sleek charging trays, catch-alls, great cold weather accessories that are very wearable and subtle in terms of design.
Yeah, there's nothing worse than getting like huge logoing on stuff. I think even like the size of the logo makes a huge impact from, whether you're having the logo across the chest versus just, maybe on the sleeve of an item. So, yeah, I'm more on the minimalist side as well. But those are great tips for people that are designing their holiday swag, to just keep it to like maybe the tissue paper or the box, keeping the holiday kind of theme on there, but and then the items inside just more simple.
Exactly.
Awesome. And what are some things that we should avoid? So if we're picking holiday swag, are there items that are like, just don't go there?
Yeah, I think there's kind of a rule of thumb just with I guess the regionality of where you're sending items to. Like, stay conscious of where you're shipping to, both from a timing perspective and restrictions going into that area. For instance, a lot of our international shipments, or all of them, you can't include food and beverage. Plants can't be shipped overseas. Be conscious of items with batteries. So if you're building a pack with some type of portable charger, something like that, those items typically are considered hazardous materials can't be sent overseas.
Oh,
This is probably a more political one, I would say, but avoid gifts that could offend somebody or sort of like make assumptions about personal choices. So, for instance, alcohol, probably not the best thing to be sending to a workforce or your employees. I would also say avoid waiting till the last minute to plan your gifts. There's a lot, obviously, pulling together all the details that you're looking for, being thoughtful about what you want to give to your recipients takes time. Now that we're in November, really right now, you're going to be targeting an end of the year gift, just so you can like really make sure that you have time to put thought into what you want to give everybody. And going back to what I said about making the items very wearable and something that somebody wants to represent from a brand perspective takes a little time to put together.
Wow, that's interesting. You mentioned the alcohol because that I feel like alcohol and holiday items just very much go hand in hand. And I think a lot of people like to send like gift baskets that have a bottle of wine or champagne in it. What are some alternatives that you would suggest for those people that want to send something that's like just feels more celebratory?
You know what? I think there's some great alternative options to alcohol. There's more mocktail mix-ins that you can do. There's certain euphorics that you can send now. Toast is a great brand. There's a lot of sleek designs that you can still send that have a very sort of holiday cocktail feel without having the alcohol in it. There's also great gifts like if you want to stick to food and beverage, hot cocoa. We have different types of like artisanal marshmallows that can go in the hot cocoa. So there's a lot of fun, playful things you can do with food and bev that does not revolve around any type of alcohol.
Yeah, so I would assume then for the swag items, it really just comes down to where, who, and where you're sending them from. So if they're international, just being kind of aware that there's certain things that you can't send internationally from the U.S., like food and some tech items. It seems like, but for the clients that are only sending within the U.S., are there anything that they should avoid?
The only thing I would say to avoid is, if you're planning on buying for the holiday, but also kind of overstocking on whatever packs you're buying or items you're buying to last throughout the entire year, still be conscious of those perishable items that would remain in storage because they do have an expiration date. Otherwise, I would say pretty much everything domestically is fair game. Just the only thing I would be conscious of is extended timelines for delivery. So if we're going 4 to 5 days for ground shipping right now, it might go into a week and a half during the holidays.
Okay, well, that's great to know for our audiences and our people here today. So let's get into some holiday trends. Let's see some swag that we see at SwagUp that is very common. So we'll go into the first one, which is our staple, our holiday staple pack. So Molly, tell us a little bit about this and why this pack is a staple for us.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, there's a lot of great items in here. The merino beanie is amazing for just holiday everyday wear. It's moisture wicking. There's a lot of temperature control in merino, so there is a lot of features and benefits that go into this particular product. I don't know who on this call is familiar with Ember, but Ember is like my savior every single day. I always drink 2 cups of coffee. It keeps it nice and warm. Yes, it's at a higher price point, so you could consider this pack a little bit more premium in terms of the cost that goes into it, but that is something that your individual recipients are going to get so much use out of. It's so amazing.
Yeah, and I would assume, I guess, just this combination in general, where it's a scarf, a beanie, and a mug, doesn't have to be this premium Ember mug, but this is kind of our most common or most requested pack combination that we see during the holidays, right?
Absolutely. And you've got like with the scarf, it's custom, so you can really design it any way you want. just the custom knit. You can make it very branded. You can do whatever you want with it. I love what we did with this one with match the box to the scarf, and then you get a lot of wear out of that throughout the holidays.
That brings up a good point about this scarf. So even the tassels, for companies that are wanting to brand this, even the tassels on the scarf can be branded, whether if it's like multicolor. And the scarf is double-sided. The whole thing is completely customizable. So we have a lot of companies that will, maybe have one side that's more plain and then the other side's more, fun or holiday-ish, so that anyone receiving it has, a little bit more longer use in it. And it's also just makes it really fun and exciting for our customers to brand to their liking. And are there any other like mug options too for the people on the call that you would suggest?
Yeah, I mean, I don't think there's not quite a, and I'm looking at the question, but Ember, just so everybody on this call is aware, Ember has a heating mechanism in the bottom of it. So you can charge it, and then it keeps your beverage hot throughout the day. I wouldn't say there's exactly a direct replacement for Ember, but in terms of mugs, like Corksicle has great mugs. Mirror is also mentioned there, great mugs. Yeti's amazing. All of the like double insulated options that we have also keep beverages warm or cool throughout the day and have a similar purpose. Ember just happens to have that heating mechanism that will keep your drink hot for multiple hours.
We actually have our Ember. We utilize at SwagUp the Ember mug for parents packs. So for any parental packs for employees that are having a baby on the way or clients that are having a baby on the way, we send the Ember mug because I think any new parent knows, like you just never end up drinking hot coffee ever again.
No, so, as a mom, you just leave it sitting somewhere. You come back to it multiple hours later, and you're like, oh, I gotta heat this in the microwave.
Yeah, so the Ember mug is a life save, and anyone at our company that ends up having a baby, they're always very excited about getting their Ember mug as part of the baby pack. But it's literally technology in a cup, and we actually, it's on our website under our mugs category and our tech category because of the heating mechanism to it. So it's really fun.
And it's got a handy app, so you can go into it. To Monique, hi. I see you on here. It does. You can set the temperature to what you prefer. So if you want 140 degrees, great. But it's all digital.
That's so fun. Yeah. So let's go into the next one that we put together, the next swag pack. So this one I would say is probably more on your premium and hitting more of the travel, type of executives or type of packs. So this is something I would say we see more on the executive packs or just more premium type items. So tell us a little bit about this one, Molly.
Yeah, so again, we're keeping the holiday design to the box. You want to see this under the tree? It looks great. Looks like it's wrapped, but you didn't have to do anything to wrap it. The crew neck, love crew necks. I mean, obviously, right now we're going through a loungewear moment. It's like elevated loungewear. Everybody's working remotely. They want to be cozy all day. I love that we kept the design really simple on this crew neck. I'm a big fan of crew necks. Hoodies also are great. I think that crew necks are a little more polished and sophisticated just for those individuals that are more interested in these premium packs. The Corksicle tumbler, incredible. We sell these really, really well. They keep drinks cold or hot, however you want it throughout the day. They travel well. So really this pack also is for, those individuals that maybe work remotely, but travel for work. You can get a lot of great use out of the backpack, load all of your work essentials into there, and then also, take your tumbler with you.
I will vouch for the Corksicle. It's actually for, I don't drink coffee, but I love our Corksicle, and it's my go-to water cup that I use. And I live in Florida, so anyone that lives in Florida knows that you have to keep your beverages cold. And this tumbler can actually be in my car, and I can come back and my drink is so cold.
Yep.
I don't know what it has technology wise, but it really does keep your beverages at the temperature that you put it in for a pretty long time. So I really
It's
love
that double insulation, but you can't really compromise. Like, you pay for what you get, I think, with the double insulated tumblers. Like, if you want a really good one that's going to keep beverages to the temperature you want them all day long, you gotta spend the money, unfortunately.
No, and they have great. Corsica also has just really great colors and options as well. And for Rachel in the audience, we will be emailing out this deck, so you will be able to have access to it along with. I believe we're also sending our holiday catalog to you all as well. So you'll get plenty of swag ideas and inspiration after this event. And let's go into the last swag option that we have. So I love this one.
I love this one. I think it's just a great idea to get playful with some of the items that you're including, especially if you're sending to individuals that have kids. Like, I think it'd be super fun to sit around and like put together this puzzle with my kids. Again, we kept the packaging very design forward in terms of the theme that we're keeping it to. And then inside the pack, you really have a really cozy fleece blanket. This is one of our best sellers during the holidays. The one thing I would be conscious of, it's a bigger item, so make sure the packaging that you're choosing actually fits it in it. You've got the mug warmer there. Typically, I think I would just add one thing to this pack, which is include the mug, so that when you're heating it, you got the heating element there, and you've included the mug. And then, like I said, we've got puzzles, we've got custom board games we can do, we've got custom playing cards, so you can kind of swap out this puzzle for any of those other items and have a great sort of game night type pack for all the people looking to do that during the holidays when it's chilly outside.
This Sherpa blanket, it needs to come with a warning. If you have a pet, it will no longer be yours. Like both our dogs have taken complete ownership of this blanket. So it is super, super cozy. If I use it on the couch or anything, literally, I have two dogs. They're taking up all the space on the blanket. And I really also just love the puzzle idea. I think it's a really underrated swag gift that a lot of companies don't really realize, that you can use the puzzle not just for the holidays, but it's actually a really great way to utilize any launches that your company is doing or something new as a way to kind of announce it. So I really love the puzzles, and there are options to pick like how large of a puzzle it is, but the whole thing is fully customizable, and you can put whatever you want on it. It's just such a fun, creative way to bring people together.
Absolutely.
Well, so that brings us to the end of our just our swag session of this event. Thank you, Molly, so much for joining us. If any of the audience members have any questions for Molly, we do have a few moments. Otherwise, we can get into our demo. And Shelby, thanks for ordering this Sherpa blanket. That's a really good
this was super fun. I recognize a lot of names in the chat, so everybody seems like they know where to find me if they do have any questions after this.
Awesome. Wow. Keep you on for one more moment just to make sure that no one has any questions. Otherwise, thank you, Molly, for joining us today. And again, we will be sending all of these swag ideas out to everyone. And now we'll get into our demo portion of our series.
And thanks, everyone.
Thanks, Molly. And for our SwagUp demo, for those of you that utilize us or don't, our dashboard, our platform is included in working with SwagUp. We don't charge for our platform. You can invite as many people on your team as you want. So it makes it really easy if you have multiple members on your team that you're working on your swag projects with. So this is the first page that you see when you log in to SwagUp. And we do have some membership options. So if you're not a SwagUp member, you should definitely look into that because you get a lot of perks into becoming a SwagUp member. We do have different tiers. Some of them include discounts on shipping. You get free samples, and you also can get rack up some points towards your swag order. So if you're someone that's ordering swag constantly for your company, whether if it's for new hires or conferences, the memberships are a great way to get some perks out of that. So this is what it looks like when you first log in. And again, if you haven't utilized us before, it might look a little bare, but it just kind of gives you a snapshot of everything that you are working on with us. And then we also have the What's New tab, which if you want to see some updates on SwagUp, you can always check that out. And but let's see how you get started. So from the very beginning, if you are wanting to get started on your swag order, you can always hit start new order. If you don't have access to our dashboard, you can always go to swagup.com and get started. This really helps kind of just tee up the entire process. And our website shows the items that we offer. Now keep in mind, we are not your typical swag company. We don't show like thousands and thousands of items, but we do offer them. We just don't show them on our site. We curate our site to the items that we know that we stand by. They're the most popular items. So you don't have to, go through a million items to try to find the top quality ones. We kind of do that work for you. But if there's items that you like that are not on here, we do offer them. So make sure to, reach out to your rep and ask them, or you can also put that note in at the end of this form. There is a section on there for you to, include any items that maybe are not on the form for us to include for you. So we can source any item of interest. And from here, we'll go into our products tab on our dashboard. And so once you're in our products tab, so this is what happens once you actually request some of the swag to get designed for you. Once you have them designed for you, you can view your mock-ups here. And this is a really great way for you to stay on top of our design changes. So if you have any edits in the designs, you can go back and forth with our design team, leave a message in the comment. You can even select a color if they're utilizing a color that you don't want, like, hey, I want to select the teal one. So this makes it really easy for you to be able to go back and forth on editing your designs. And again, if you have multiple people on your team that are working with you on your swag project, you can give them access to the dashboard, and the two of you can collaborate on what's approved design wise or not. And you can also remove some items. So if you see the budget wise, you're like, oh, the cost per pack isn't where I want it to be. I'm going to remove, an item from here to bring the cost down. You can also do that. So it makes it really easy to, get your project started. And then we'll go into the inventory side of our business. So for those of you that have ordered from us before, you know that we do warehouse your swag items for you. Something that we see a lot of customers do, especially during the holidays, is they will order swag for the holidays. But if you're following like Molly's tips that she gave us earlier around, keeping your designs very simple, we do have a lot of customers that will order gifts for the holidays and then also order those same items, but maybe not get them packaged. They'll order them as what we call it SwagUp bulk. And that allows them to have access to some, odd end items that they might have. Maybe they want, 100 of the sweatshirts for the holiday packs, but want to inventory 50 of them for later, for another project that they're doing. So this is a really great way to be able to have those items, but not have them in your home. I know a lot of companies that they have a swag closet, so you don't need to have a swag closet anymore. You don't have to store the stuff in your car. We can inventory the items for you, and this also becomes super useful for anyone that does events as well. We'll actually store the items for you after an event even. So if you have a bunch of odd swag items after an event and you're like, I don't want to send these home with me. I don't want to have an extra suitcase to lug all this stuff. You can just send it right back to SwagUp. We'll warehouse it for you, and you can send the swag whenever you want. What's great about this as well is that you can actually schedule the shipments out in advance. So if you have, some events or new hires that are coming on board that are not starting for a later date, you can schedule it all out. So it makes it really easy to keep track of what you're storing with us at SwagUp. And then we'll go into our redeem pages. So if you haven't used our redeem pages, you are missing out. There are so many fun use cases with our redeem pages. Our redeem pages take the work off your plate of having to, collect all of the addresses from your recipients. So if you have a large organization with everyone, working remote or traveling, or they're all over the place, they might not actually be home. So they might want that gift or that swag item to go somewhere else. And it might not be the same address that you have in your HR system or even in your marketing portals that you use to keep your customer database. It might not actually be the address they want you to send an item or a gift to. So the redeem pages allow you to collect that information up front. And what's really great about these redeem pages is, one, you can completely customize the page. So if you want the messaging to match what the gift is, like we see here, there's like a pride page that we did for Pride Month. There's different use cases, whether if you want to decorate it for the holidays, it's a new hire swag, whatever the use case is, you can fully customize this. For new hires, we see our customers put maybe like a little message from their CEO or the founder. For holidays, similar, messaging. And we actually utilize this a lot on our sales side. We have redeem pages for every single one of our sales team members so that they can give out personalized gifts to their clients and give a really nice personal experience for sending them swag. So it really just kind of ties in the entire swag experience for you. But what is also really cool about this is that you have the option to do two things. You can either have it collect the addresses up front for you. So if you're not ready to place a swag order and you want to get everyone's information, their shirt sizes, and so forth, you can just use it as a collection page for you to know what to order. Or you can have it where it will automatically ship out the swag. So you don't have to go back into the system. This is really great if you have inventoried items that you're wanting to send out. You can just make this redeem page, send it, email it out, put it on Slack, whatever it is that you want. And it will automatically send a shipment out for you. So this takes a lot of work off your plate of not having to collect those addresses. I know with international addresses, it can get very tricky to know how to even input those addresses. I myself, that have been here for a long time, I have trouble with international addresses. It's very confusing. So this really kind of takes that off your plate of having to do all that manual work. So we love the redeem pages, and it's just such a chef's kiss to the holiday swag. And the last part that we'll go over is on our integrations tab. We do have some direct integrations available. So if you're unaware of the integrations that we actually have a Shopify integration that we offer. So if you have items that you have in inventory, you want to do an employee store, you want to do a client gifting store, or just you want some type of brand storefront, you could actually utilize your SwagUp items for your Shopify store. And we also have a ComSort integration for any of those community builders out there. And Rippling is an HR platform that we also are directly integrated with. So anytime an employee is added to their Rippling account, you can set it up to automatically send a new hire gift to that person. And then we'll go into the Zapier connections, which I think are really fun setup as well. So we have a connection with Zapier. If you haven't used Zapier in the past, we have a bunch of templates for you to use. And these are a couple of the popular ones that we have. One of them is sending a Slack message, for say any new person that gets added to your Slack channel. And that's kind of how you initiate a new hire. Have them have a message or redeem page get sent to them to collect, their information to send them a swag pack. So there are so many fun use cases for us. You can also use it a lot in the marketing side. We use it on our heavily on the marketing side to send out gifts to different customers depending on what touch points they are. So whether if it's a Slack channel, Google Sheets, you name it, we have so many different use cases that we use. And we've actually had a customer recently tell us about one that they use with Airtable. They have a table on Airtable that if their sales members put someone's name in the Airtable and just click which pack that they want to send out to that client, it will automatically send that SwagUp gift to them. So it's just a really fun way, and you can get really intricate with it. So if there's anything that you want off your plate that you're like, I don't want to do this anymore, I'm having to do double work, see if there's things that you can do possibly on the Zapier connection, and our sales team could help you with setting any of these up if you have any issues. And I see some people are planning to use it for their first swag box order. That's amazing. And if anyone has any questions, let us know. And this is kind of brings us to the end of our SwagUp dashboard tour. Does anyone have any questions on any of the pages or dashboard features that we showed today? Feel free to plop it in the question box. Great. Otherwise, yay! Thank you, Rachel. We're excited for you to explore as well, and we hope that this tour was a great tour for you to see some swag ideas and also see some insights to our SwagUp dashboard. If anyone has any questions, always feel free to reach out to us at SwagUp. We're really excited for the Swag and Demo event. And I have someone, is there a latest date you recommend to order if you're wanting to order for the holiday season? The sooner the better, I would say. Once you get into the December month, you might end up, depending on the items that you pick, you might end up sending more of a New Year's pack. Now, we do at SwagUp have some last minute preset packs for those last minute shoppers. But again, if you're very picky about what you're wanting to send, and you are like, no, I want to send certain items, the earlier the better, to make sure that there's inventory. We always see kind of an influx in inventory during this time of year. And also, if you're doing something that's highly custom, I would say to start on the order earlier. So once you get into the December month, it depends on the items that you're picking. You might be limited on what you send. So I hope that, Rachel, that answers your question. And perfect. So thank you everyone for joining us today, and it was really excited to have you as our audience member. This was a really good audience group, and I hope you learned some great insights today. We will be sending all of this information out to you, and we look forward to seeing your redeem pages and your swag in the wild. Thank you everyone for joining.